Okay, so today we're bringing out the big guns. That's coming up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here today. It's actually the beginning of January, and we're finishing up our citrus series. Now, if you haven't followed yet, I'm gonna go ahead and link it here. We've been talking about the different citrus varieties that we have here on the farm. We actually started with our kumquats, which are the world's smallest citrus, and now we're actually gonna be showing you the world's largest citrus, and possibly the first one. I've read different things. We'll kind of let you form your own opinion. But what we're talking about today is the pomelo. In fact, this is the Chandler pomelo, which you have next to me here. And the tree itself, we'll talk a little bit about the tree. So the tree's in kind of a sad state right now. And the reason why is we've had some hard frosts here in the last week or two, especially out here in Whitman. We've been down into the low 20s, which is very, very cold for our citrus trees. So it's really struggling right now. It's got some browning leaves. These are all kind of wilty and kind of sad looking, but the tree itself is just fine. Now, Chandler pomelos. So there's a couple different varieties of pomelos. The Chandler pomelo is the one that you're going to find most frequently. It's the one you typically find in the stores if you can find it in the stores. And now is actually when you normally would find these. So you would typically find these in the stores now, and they're massive. We're going to pick one here in a second, but I want to talk a little bit more about the tree. So the tree we actually purchased from Home Depot. Got it about 2 years ago, so it's about a 2-year-old tree. Got it in about a 2.5 gallon pot. It grows pretty slow, and usually you don't get fruit this early on a tree like this, but we did get a couple. We're going to open one here in a second. We'll show you exactly what it looks like on the inside if you haven't seen it before. But it's kind of, from what I understand, it's essentially what all of our other citrus is descended from. So now there's some other varieties out there that kind of compete for this, like the citron, which is what a lot of rootstocks are actually designed from, or something similar, because it's a massive lemon. This is more along the lines of a grapefruit, although I find it's a little bit sweeter, where I kind of struggle with eating grapefruit because of the kind of tart bitterness to it, more tart, but super tart, where Lori loves them. Not a big fan of that. These have a lot more sweet to them, so I like these a little bit better. Okay, so let's go ahead and get one of these harvested. I'm really excited because this is the first two we've gotten. So we have two on this whole tree, and they're both right here. So I'm gonna have Lori squeeze in so you can kind of see this, but they're just big, massive fruit. I'm gonna have to figure out how to describe the size to you guys here. The size of a small head, basically. But what we've done is we've actually prop this up, so it's on the lowest hanging branch is where these two actually formed. There's two of them right next to each other. Basically, you can see it just kind of splits there, like you would normally have a couple of fruit that flowered and set in the same spot. That's essentially what these have done. I've got one that's much larger than the other. We actually have propped it up with a stick because I didn't want the branch to break. But let's go ahead and get one of these harvested. Oh my goodness. You guys, this is incredible. In fact, you know what? We're gonna have to get some reference on some different citrus just so you guys get an idea of how big this fruit is. It's massive. So what I wanna do is wanna actually show you the way that we actually open one of these things and get to the fruit inside, because it's got a real thick rind. We're going to show you that. But I think what I'm also going to do, I'm going to pick a couple other pieces of citrus so we can kind of give you a reference of just how much bigger this piece of fruit is. Okay, so we're inside and actually wanted to show you kind of what everything looks like and kind of come full circle with our citrus series here before we dug into this guy. So if you've been following along, we've covered several different types of citrus. So everything from the kumquat, the world's smallest citrus, over here to my far left, your far right, and then all the way over here to the world's largest citrus, which is our pomelo, which is what we're talking about today. What we have, Miwa kumquat. So it's one of the smaller varieties of kumquats. We have our daisy mandarin. We have your typical lemon. We have our Arizona sweet orange. We have our ruby red grapefruit, and we have our Chandler pomelo. One of the tools that Lori and I really like using is this little guy here. So you can get these on Amazon. We've gotten them before. They come in little, I think 3-packs or 6-packs. But anyways, these things are fantastic for opening up citrus. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go and open this up. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference in size. So there's a whole lot of rind on one of these guys. One thing I forgot to mention, we did weigh this. This thing was 2 pounds, just over 2 pounds in total weight. So I'm gonna go ahead and break this open. You guys can take a look at what we're looking at. Wow, oh my goodness. All right, so can definitely tell that our frost definitely affected this guy more than I thought it was going to, which is kind of a bummer, but we're still gonna try it out. So kind of get an idea of what one of these looks like. So now the pith, we'll talk about that in a second because you gotta get the pith off of here. Otherwise it just tastes horrible, but that's basically one slice of this fruit. So you can see just massive. I mean, that slice, bigger than a lemon. I mean, a grapefruit, give you an idea, a grapefruit with the rind still on there, how much bigger that one slice is, just massive. So now the next thing you wanna do is you actually wanna remove this outside layer, because this outside layer is what gives you that tart, real bitter kind of taste. And we're gonna get into the middle of this, because this is what I want. So let's go ahead and see how this tastes. Man. Okay, so, So now it's good. Taste. So now if you've had a grapefruit, I'm not a huge fan of grapefruits. I'm a bigger fan of pomelos, not a huge fan of grapefruit. So it has a much sweeter taste, still has a tart taste. So it's still very similar to a grapefruit in that respect, but it's sweeter. So it doesn't have as much tart, a lot more sweet as opposed to tart. Just wanted to give you guys an idea. This is a Chandler pomelo. All right, so just want to thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you for joining us on this series. I thought it was pretty cool to take you guys from our smallest citrus to our largest citrus. We can grow them all here in Arizona. So really enjoyed having you guys here, going through this series with you guys. If you haven't done so already, hey, subscribe to our channel. We cover a lot of different things here on the channel. Obviously, fruit trees is definitely one of them. We do a lot of different things though. We're a functioning farm, so we've got livestock. If you haven't seen it already, we're gonna be going from our 1 acre farm here to our 6 acre farm that we're actually going to be doing from scratch, turning raw desert land into a functioning farm. Would love it if you would join us. If you haven't done so already, hey, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We post a lot of things there that you won't find here on the YouTube channel. Would love it if you would join us there. And hey, any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Lori and I really enjoy reading those and interacting with you guys, and YouTube really gives us a great format to do that. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. All right, so these are some big ones. That's, no. Don't pee your pants. Okay, so today we're passing. Okay, so today we're bringing out the. It's the pigs. They got me flustered. And we're. If he could get through that fence, he would be through that fence right now. That's our pigs. We're gonna take a little break. It's a piggy break for us right now. We'll come back to you with our regularly scheduled programs. I don't know how to describe my head. I think it's normal size, but you can see it's like, I don't know, is it close to the size of my head, sweetheart, or my head's much bigger? Okay.